this is fun. I never get to play the bad guy.
See King Kong battle the Kong of Steel. Challenge a copter squadron. Defy an army of tanks. Fight primordial monsters. An all-new adventure. King Kong Escapes. Thrilling in Technicolor.
German sips with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alice Matt's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alice Matt's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that's pog-bound proud. Matt sees and he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. Du stiger Willen, Entenmann. Du stiger Willen, Entenmann. Alas, mud fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see. It's about what fun could be. Du stiger Willen, Entenmann. Du stiger Willen, Entenmann. Du stiger Willen, Entenmann. Du stiger Willen, Entenmann.
You guys want to go get some D-E-S-S-E-R-T? Yeah, dude, I need me a T-R-E-A-T. What you guys talking about? Yeah, why did you guys just spell dessert? No, shut up! Don't say it! Why? Oh god, how do we tell you this? Simon can't spell. What? He can't spell, so when we talk about something he wants, we spell it out loud so he doesn't get too excited. He's a grown man. He can't handle hearing the word treat? Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Oh. Okay, what is happening? We told you he gets excited when he hears the word T-R-E-A-T. What you talking about? Taxes. Oh, shucks. What, so you guys just treat him like a toddler? Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Oh. Dude, you gotta spell if you're talking about F-O-O-D. Okay, so are we getting an S-N-A-C-K? Snack? Oh, come on, man. Dude, really? Oh, come on, I spelled it. Well, he knows how to spell snack. So he can spell snack, but he can't spell treat? Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. God damn it. Okay, he's getting fussy. It's time for an N-A-P. Yeah. What does N-A-P spell? Party.
皆さん、こんにちは、マギです。
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wait, let me get the good mic. I thought I had the good mic connect. There it is. Okay, I got the good mic. There we go. Let me get the mini screen there so you guys can see the background. How was everybody this morning? I know I have not streamed on Mondays the last couple of Mondays. You know, family stuff and personal stuff, and I'm just trying to maintain my Mondays, but Mondays seem to be very out of the ordinary for me because I'm always doing work. And of course, Mood of Hell with his blasphemy with Light and Labubu. By the way, I found out Labubu's some kind of like Munchie Cheat doll. You guys remember the Munchie Cheese? Well, apparently it's some form of that. It's weird. It's degenerate. He says, no chaos. This is what happens when you ditch several weeks of Monday stream. Hey, listen, if you sub to me, he would have gotten the notification. So he's obviously not here because of reasons. No, Mood of Hell, this is not allowed. This is not allowable. Long day allowed. This doesn't exist. That place does not exist. I see Angela Curry here. She's like Trea, T-R-E-A, treat. Oh, okay. She's spelling the word because of the intro. Right, that's right. Okay. Helmut is typing some German gibberish. Vinzinga says, "Up, Mingo. Sorry, I'm late. I didn't watch your indie comic out live stream. I was upset and sad about what happened to Charlie Kirk." Yeah, many of us were, and many of us were not happy with the celebrations about it at all. It's all, you know, it's all hateful-ish. But I did do the thing where, like, I'm not gonna do the CG thing where they kind of grift off of it. So, but I have my thoughts of it. I share my thoughts of it. So now we're gonna just move forward and have an entertaining stream. Although Monday night, most people are busy working. Most people are busy doing whatever. I don't know. Do you want the link, Mood of Hell? Let me know if you want the link. I'll send you the link because usually you come on for the Indie Comic Outlier streams, but not for the Monday Monster Moratorium stream. That KSS decided not to be here. Is my mic not good? Hold on. Let me put my camera on. There we go. Okay, there we go. Here's my camera. All right. Okay, so hold on. There we go. Mood of Hell. Yes, that's Helmet. I call him the Mood of Hell. Moot. M-U-T. Moot of Hell. Because he belongs to the hellishness of Moot. That makes no sense. I played all my intros, so I mean, I don't play the Taylor Swift intro on my Monday streams. I play that on my Thursday streams. I don't play it on my Monday streams because it doesn't fit the mood. And Halloween's around the corner, so I got to figure out a way to just look at a decor. Actually, let me pull this book out because our movie today is a Universal Monster. But I'm thinking about like doing some kind of background, like where this is like in the background and a bunch of other stuff to differentiate the Monday streams from the Thursday streams. Even though the Thursday streams tend to be the better streams because I get more people showing up for those Thursday streams. So I'm only doing the Monday streams because people like it. All 5 of you like it. So I keep it an hour long and then we move forward. But we've had a couple of streams where we had some content come out of it, which is awesome. Is it doing that thing again? Hold on. Let me check. I didn't, because my internet's connected. I got the router connected to the computer. Let me check. Give me 1 second. Okay, well, no, it's fine. Let me see. Okay, no, it is doing that thing. Okay, hold on. There we go. Let me shut the camera off. Let's play a quick intro because that tends to work. Quick intro. Go back. Okay, here we go. So now let's see. Now that the intro is played. No, it's still not correct. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna disconnect the router and reconnect it because why not? It's a glorious disaster. The stream already is. It's an absolute glorious disaster. Actually, matter of fact, I'm gonna take my. Okay, so I disconnected the router. Let me reconnect the router as I do a science experiment on stream. Okay. Color says it's the crap computer. Yeah, I'm not going to read the S word colors because I will self-censor.
Hi, Carol. We love you.
Please don't engage with her. Don't engage with her. She's a hate monger.
Carol's my friend.
It's not the internet, you dumb D
Hello,
word.
my little hate monger friend.
He is a hate monger. That's why
You said Carol was the hate monger.
No,
There can only be one hate monger.
No, they're on the ban zone. All of them in the ban zone. Every single one. Well, there's only 3 of them in the ban zone, but only 2 of them.
I only care about Carol, so you need to take her out of the ban zone.
Okay, so my camera.
I'm the smarter one in the relationship, so listen to me.
Okay, so my
I'm
camera is
never wrong.
my camera's
You know
messing
this,
up. Let me do the okay, let me do the 720 because I have it at 1080. Let's see if the 720 fixes it. I think that's what it was last time. I think it was the okay. So it is still okay. Let's do the 480 now. Now let's do the 480. Here we go. 480. Okay. Taking off the camera, put you on the camera. It's my PC says Gee. No, Gee. Let me explain something right now, Gee. You cannot doctrinate. Okay, well, you know what? Okay, I'm taking myself off camera. I don't care. Wait, hold on. No, it looks like it's getting better. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. So I'm at 480 now. Now the fluid motion. Screw it. I'm taking myself off camera. I don't care. I'm taking myself off camera. So it's a lost cause. Don't bother, says Gee. I'm gonna bother. Not for you saying that. I'm definitely gonna bother. So let's see. I'm gonna pull up some images for tonight's movie, The House of Dracula, which was the final Universal monster movie in the Universal canon until Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, which is a non-canon Universal monster movie. In the 1940s, there was very little horror in sci-fi movies and serials. And by serials, I mean the theatrical shorts. So don't get cute on me in the chat. Theatrical shorts. They called them serials. So anyway, so there was a shortage of horror in sci-fi movies during the 40s. And then, of course, you get that big boom in the 50s, thanks especially to the fear of radioactive nuclear missiles and nuclear war with the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, making nuclear holocaust a reality. But we haven't gotten to that point in the 50s, so we're still in the 40s, 1945. And all you had in the 40s was really the Universal horror movies. And then there was some low-budget B movies made during this time as well that, some of them starring Bela Lugosi, and some, low-budget serials. So it really was a dry decade for horror and sci-fi. Actually, more horror because there was barely any sci-fi during the 40s. Barely. So it was just more the Universal monster movie. So they will continue to make money because they pretty much were the only game in town. And 1945 was the last of the Universal horror monster movies. And mind you, if they were making money, they would have kept making them. But they were kind of progressively losing money with the last couple of movies. Last time we did House of Frankenstein. So now we're doing the House of Dracula. And this one is a direct follow-up to House of Frankenstein. But there's a little discrepancy because if you remember when we did House of Frankenstein, the Wolfman was shot with a silver bullet by the Gypsy Girl. But somehow he comes back to life in the beginning of this movie, and they don't explain how he survived that silver bullet. They don't explain it. I like Captain Crunch. I don't know what. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're trying to be cute. It's not gonna work. I have too much knowledge in me. But yeah, Talbot returns. They don't explain how he survived the silver bullet, although they do show later in the movie the pit where Dr. Niemann, played by Boris Karloff in the House of Frankenstein, they show names. Great, it's a whole skeleton, but they show him next to the Frankenstein monster buried in a mud pit. So they do acknowledge the events of House of Frankenstein. But yeah, in this movie, Talbot is looking for the cure, like he was in the last couple movies, and he runs into Dr. Holloman, who is the mad scientist here. But the scientist ends up taking in Count Dracula. Again, they don't explain how he came back to life from the last movie, but he's alive, so just deal with it. Again, played by John Carradine. So John Carradine's second outing as Dracula, and Dracula tries to hypnotize doctor's assistant, and then ultimately the doctor kills Dracula, but not at the expense of his own spirit, because Dracula's blood ends up in the doctor's, and he ends up becoming some kind of like Jekyll and Hyde monster in this movie. Pretty well done, I think, but it allows Dracula to maintain a presence pretty much throughout the whole movie, because in the last movie, House of Frankenstein, Dracula only appeared in the first act and doesn't even interact with Frankenstein or the Wolfman. Here, he interacts more with Talbot a couple times, and the essence of Dracula is a factor throughout the entire movie. Sucking out. Why? What does that mean, Angela? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know what you were typing in there. I missed a non sequitur, so I'm gonna just disavow it. But yeah, Dracula's dead. The monster the doctor pretty much inherits the essence of Dracula and goes on to a killing spree, while also successfully performing an operation, non-surgical operation on Talbot. And there was some pseudoscience explained about these flowers that was able to like prevent some kind of like chemical imbalance, whatever, that causes the change from man to wolf. So he somehow puts these flowers in him, the chemicals from these flowers. He non-surgically injects them into Talbot, and Talbot at the next full moon doesn't transform, so he's effectively cured. So Talbot is cured in the canon of the Universal Monster movies. He does finally get cured of the lycanthropy, but the doctor succumbs to the curse of Dracula, ends up killing his hunchback assistant. Also revives the Frankenstein monster, but yeah, the Frankenstein monster has very little to do in this movie. Probably less than the last one. But yeah, this is more for like people who are fans of the Wolfman Larry Talbot arc. We have an actual happy ending for Talbot. Although I wouldn't say this movie had a happy ending. You know, it ends in typical monster tragedy with the Frankenstein monster being burned in the lab, and the last shot is the fire engulfing him. But we know from there on that Talbot has been effectively cured, and for all we know, goes on to live a very normal, happy life, despite the fact that he has a lot of blood in his hands. But yeah, that is effectively the end of that movie and the end of the canon of the Universal Frankenstein, of the Universal Monster movies that started with Dracula, continue with Frankenstein, and then went into the Frankenstein movies up until the Wolfman, and then Frankenstein crossover, and here we are. So there you go. That is the canon. Would have thought Dracula looked like a age-ridden Freddie Mercury. Well, Carradine was pretty thin. He did have like a very thin feature to him, and it was very noticeable, which is odd because Bela Lugosi was not that way. So I was surprised they didn't. I don't remember why they didn't get Lugosi. I'm guessing because Lugosi was older and they felt like he was not bankable, so they didn't get him for this. And they instead settled for Carradine, who does a good job as Dracula. He is very moody at times, but you can't help but kind of feel like he camps it up a bit in this movie. And he goes on to play Dracula in a few other productions outside of America, as well as in America. There's even one Western where he played Dracula. So, yeah, so he's had a lot of roles. Him and Christopher Lee have a distinction of playing Dracula in multiple film roles, not just confined to one studio. But yeah, so Dracula had more to do in this movie than in the last movie. So if you're a Dracula fan, you may appreciate what they... I'm trying to give a dissertation. That has nothing to do with the conversation. Zero. Yeah, so Helmut's right. So Lugosi was heavily addicted. So yeah, he had the drug problem during this time. So he was not reliable, and that's why he did a lot of like B movies during this time. He was not touching the major studio productions. So he had that drug problem, and it wouldn't be exposed until the 50s, right after he met Ed Wood. But that's a story for another day. So, but Carradine does a pretty good job. And Lon Chaney Jr., of course, returns as Talbot, as the Wolfman. And yeah, and it's a very uh, satisfying arc. Although I will say this too, there isn't much Wolfman action in this movie. There's probably only two scenes. Spoiler: two scenes in this movie where he's Wolfman. So that's one of the drawbacks of this movie is there isn't that much Wolfman action. It should have been like at least three, maybe one more scene towards the end before we see him cured, or just have it where like maybe he transforms, but then the treatment that's given to him eventually takes form and he reverts back, and he realizes he's finally cured, and he can look at the full moon as a human being for the first time in a very long time. Monokami. Mono H says, hey, I'm just saying hi, guys. Hello, Mono. How are you? Good to see you here. Yes, Guy, we read that. Oh, wait. Heavily. Okay, I'm not reading that word. You did that on purpose. You totally did that on purpose. That was not necessary. So here's a picture of Carradine as Dracula. Let's go down here. You see the doctor and Carradine in the role here. Can I enlarge it? So this is their initial meeting. And I believe it was this part here where Carradine injects his essence into the doctor. I think this is the scene here where he does that. The Hunchback nurse was a 10 out of 10. Okay, so yeah, she was very okay. So yes, the Hunchback was very attractive, and yeah, she was very attractive. That I actually it's weird because when so if you see the backdrop, my backdrop, like they advertised the Frankenstein monster, the mad scientist, the Wolfman, the Hunchback. And they advertised the Hunchback as like a monstrous thing, but she was not so in the movie. She was a very sympathetic character, much more so than Daniel was in the last movie. But yeah, she aside from the Hunchback, she looked like a very normal looking woman. So, so
They would have said in the day she was a looker.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 would definitely do. So there you go.
Hey,
I'm just saying for sake of conversation.
I said it first.
Anyways, I keep hitting the wrong link. So okay, so getting back to the image here. Okay, so here's a better image of Dracula and the I think she's the daughter of the doctor, I believe. The daughter or the assistant. But yeah, we saw this image here. So yeah, here's the Hunchback. Wait. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, she's aside from the Hunchback, not much makeup. She looks like a very lovely woman. And she's actually well written in this movie. She's very sympathetic. And she said it aloud, Colors. She said it aloud. So leave me alone. Leave me alone. Don't say. Oh, yes, Andrew. I saw the Finch stream. I know. And believe me, I don't have dick pics. Anyone's dick pics in my DMs. I can promise you that. So I'm not dumb like that. I don't talk to other women in DMs like that. See that was one of the good things about being married the last few years is it kept me out of having to talk to other women on DMs and sharing stupid shit. Believe it or not, gentlemen, being married actually keeps you honest. I mean, it can. I mean, it's a choice, obviously, but it can.
No, it doesn't.
It's a choice. So
It's a choice.
exactly, but it can. So I don't simp for other women online. Never have, never will, because that's dumb. Okay, so Gee, I have a Hunchback fetish. No, Gee. I was making the point in spite of, not because of. Use your ears, Gee. Use your listening ears. I was very clear with what I said. God, like I can't have a dissertation with you people because you're so freaking full of whatever. I don't know. Yeah, so 1945. Okay, here's the scene. Okay, this is a scene here where the doctor encounters Wolf. He encounters Wolfman first time in prison. So Talbot visits the doctor at his office. The doctor was busy with an experiment with Dracula. So Talbot goes off into the night, ends up getting arrested. He's in jail. The doctor visits him in jail, and he sees Talbot transform into Wolfman. And he realizes, okay, he needs help. So he invites Talbot to his castle. Talbot, being impatient, then leaves, transforms again. The doctor finds him, attacks him, but then the Wolfman transforms back into Talbot. And then they go and seek and find the Frankenstein monster as well as the remains of Dr. Niemann, who was played by Boris Karloff in the previous House of Frankenstein. So that's the scene right there. Very well. Nice continuity. At least that's the only thing that's really that shows the connection to the last movie, because no idea how Talbot came back from the bullet, or how Dracula came back from having the sun exposing him from the last movie. So anyway, so let's go down to the next shot here. Yeah, that looks like a book on Dracula. That might be an interesting book. You got Bela Lugosi, you got John Carradine, you got the Spanish Dracula on the left. So, but okay, let's read this here. So the main fault of House of Dracula line is myriad improbabilities. Visaria is now apparently on scene. Yeah, that was the other thing, because in the beginning when Talbot visits, he's like, I've traveled to Visaria to find the doctor. I'm like, but you were already in Visaria. The last movie. Everything that happened in the last act happened in Visaria. So that kind of threw me off. Dracula and the Wolfman come a calling on Dr. Edelman, like appointed patients, which, even for coincidence, is a bridge that stretches a little too far. Yeah, because they both died in the last movie, so they don't explain how they came back to life. The monster, Glenn Strange, who I say is the second best Frankenstein monster next to Boris Karloff, after sinking below the quicksand adjacent to Dr. Edelman's castle, is discovered still clutching the skeleton of that scientific worthy just below Edelman's abode, having presumably fetched up there by pure happenstance. Yeah, because he's in the quicksand out in the swamp. So how did he end up under the castle? Nobody knows. So here's the doctor and Dracula hypnotizing the doctor's assistant, or I don't know who that is. Anyway, so yeah, so again, if you're a Frankenstein Monsters fan, you will be disappointed by the movie because he does very little. They discover him, they put him in the table. There's an attempt to revive him, but that's about it. And then the last act, after the doctor is ultimately killed by Talbot, after the doctor kills the hunchback, the monster frees himself, kills a few cops before the castle burns down. So very little action from the monster. I would chuck it to a very poor screenplay myself. So, but yeah, it had some good things about it. Definitely some good things. So, I would have written a better screenplay myself. I think they did more with Dracula, and they gave Talbot a worthy conclusion. But and the mad scientist wasn't bad either. It was well done, and it did add an extra element of horror that was missing from the lack of Wolfman and the lack of the monster. So it was an added element of horror. So it's debate about which is better, this one or the House of Frankenstein. I think the House of Frankenstein is a lot more fun, but I think it's a horror movie. This one probably is better as a horror movie. There is more elements of horror here than the House of Frankenstein. I'm not keeping right. Is Mood of Hell okay? Let me give Mood of Hell the link. He said some gatekeeping. I don't know where you got that lie helmet, Mood of Hell, but I'm sending you the link right now. Let's get you on here because apparently you want to talk Smizak. Let's do this. You want to talk Smizak? Let's talk Smizak. Because why not, right? Why not? I can do that. Let's see if he comes in, right? Let's see if Mood of Hell comes in. He probably won't. He probably won't. So now you'll see that I'm not gatekeeping Mood of Hell. Are you guys ready for Halloween? I'm not. Not yet. But I did want to ask some of y'all a question. I may have to ask it during the Thursday stream because I'll get more people watching those streams. Regarding the possibility of the upcoming Road Warrior Drake Halloween sleepathon, if I do one. So yeah, that's a question of if, and that depends on what you guys would prefer. So we'll get to that in a bit. If the Mood of Hell comes on, if he doesn't, I'll just keep talking and rambling about this movie. And I didn't hold a watch party because I wanted to watch Lady Shadow Band, so I didn't do a watch party. I left the link. See, the good thing about my Discord is I leave you guys content. So I left the link there for me to watch the movie for free. And I'm pretty sure nobody took me up on it. Pretty sure that nobody was thankful that I did those things. Nobody was thankful. But it's fine. It's fine. Be that way. Just be that way. But yeah, let me hear from you guys in the chat. What do you guys think of the movie if you watched it? And I don't want to hear from the band zone. The people in the band zone, I'm not asking you people. I'm only asking the people who are not in the band zone, who care about worthy discussion, who care about healthy dissertation on horror movies and the like. I'm asking those people. Because the rest of y'all, well, the rest of y'all being the two in the band zone, I don't care about y'all's opinions. So, yeah. No, I don't know what a Labubu is. You're right. I don't know why that is a thing, Mutafel. And you know what? You're gonna have to explain yourself on this one because I have questions.
You know what they say? Nobody gives a hummer like a gummer.
Okay, so a Labubu is what, a munchie on steroids?
It's a Chinese crap product for idiots.
A Chinese prop for idiots?
They are tiny plushies of ugly monster-like creatures that are bought in mystery boxes.
Well, my lady shut up and says I should take it as a compliment because she finds them adorable. So
No. I don't find them adorable. I said they're popular with the kids I work with.
oh, that's not a compliment after all.
They're popular. They're more popular than you. You should take it as a compliment.
I don't take it as a compliment at all.
My youngest niece likes them, and she has a lot of them. And every time I see them, I see you.
You're sick. You know you have PSTV because of my shower streams from back in 2020. It's 2025, Mutafel. It's 5 years. You should have already had therapy and medication.
Your shower streams are my sleep paralysis demon.
That was 5 years ago. Move on, Mutafel.
It was traumatic.
And every Labubu lives in a Alaska. You guys are sick. All you just sick. Mutafel, have you seen this movie, House of Dracula?
Yes, I have seen it a few hours ago.
Okay, so you saw the link. Good. Now let me hear your thoughts. I rambled for a bit. Let me hear your thoughts.
It's a very theatrical-like play. That was the first thing that came into my mind. And the second thing that came into my mind was that guy who plays Dracula looks weird as hell. Not in a vampire weird as hell, but in a weird as hell sense. What happened?
The same has been happening to a lot of people on these stupid Talk Studio Streamlab thing. That just kicks you off and then you have to go back on. Yeah, so we're experiencing some kind of bug with Talk Studio. Let me not share screen for a second. Hold on. Actually, no. Let me keep it like this. I think we're fine again. I think we're fine now. Oh, look who decided to join. Look who decided to join. It's KSS. Listen, I do these streams for you, KSS. I decided to do I did this for you. And yes, I kept my word. I was going to stream tonight, and I did. And well, here I am. And I posted the link to the movie on my Discord. Okay? Colors is in my Discord. I know you refuse to go on my Discord, but I know you talked to Colors, and she obviously had the link and didn't give it to you, and it's not my fault, KSS. You had to talk to Colors and straighten up with her because she gatekept you. I did not. I don't deserve KSS's hate. Did I do a stream on the Quartermaster experiment yet? No, that's not. I have not. So you said the movie was very theatrical. You made that assertion.
Yeah, and the Dracula actor looked very weird for me. I have two scenes that I really liked. The one scene was in the beginning when Dracula came into the house and the cat was hissing at him. That was a very good scene. And
yeah, that's that scene was important to establish the Doctor would eventually inherit Dracula's essence because the cat would do the same thing to the Doctor. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the transformation of Larry Talbot in the prison cell.
So yeah, so actually, you mentioned the transformation scene in the prison. That was a good transformation scene.
Yeah, also when they discovered the Frankenstein monster and the skeletal remains of the Doctor from the last movie.
Yes.
That was pretty cool. But there were some very weird parts. There were some very weird parts in that movie.
Yeah, there definitely was some weirdness.
Am I alone now? Oh god, not again. Why is this always happening to me? On my show. It's all the last Matt's fault. I need a better assistant. Maybe Kissy has some time to stream with me on my show. But on the other side, if I would have him, he would recommend Razorback again. And that's something I can't endure a second time. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the movie. The movie was weird on several scenes and story wise. The professor. There he is again.
It's doing that thing all night. If it keeps going, we have to cut the stream short because it's gonna get annoying for us to hold the stream with this stupid stream. I didn't ruin none. KSS. It's the freaking Talk Studio. It's got bugs for some reason. It keeps kicking me and Helmet off. I took the share option off, even though it was nice aesthetically, but I took it off to see if that would help.
Oh, I'm alone again. Oh no. Yes. Man, that's some schizophrenic shit going on. You have internet aids, that's meant.
Is it my fault?
What?
Is it my fault?
I don't know. I am not sitting at your laptop. Holy shit!
Yeah, this is gonna this is gonna really like annoy the piss out of me. So we'll go for another 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll have to cut it short because this is not gonna be good streaming. You know, no, this is my fault, Guy. This is the fault of the freaking Talk Studio. It's Talk Studio. I've been telling you people all night. It's Talk Studio.
It's Timo Studio. You bought it from Timo.
Yes.
The Chinese are fucking with your internet connection.
See, some person says they're attacking me. That's true. It is. They are attacking me. Some person. Okay, it says you bought this show back after 27 weeks of avoiding it, and now it has bugs. Was from the tainted Hungry Man. I don't eat Hungry Man. Stop listening to Mood of Hell. I eat normal food. The boo was spread far and wide. I first heard it in VTubers. Oh man, is it really a thing now?
Unfortunately, it's a viral trend like this Dubai chocolate bar. Everybody wants to have those retarded things.
That name is cursed. So you're bringing the DM without everything. Bring up Labubu. Every time you bring up Labubu, it's going to bring up a nasty curse.
Maybe it's Chinese. We don't know what's inside those creatures.
Well, I wouldn't know about it if you didn't bring it up.
Yeah, I only know it because the youngest of my sister is in love with those creatures.
All right, Cass says I'm gonna I'm gonna put my foot down on this one because I don't hate you. It's just that I have to put a stop to your program because all I'm doing is just existing. And you come in here and you want to be aggressive with me and throw jabs at me and say all kinds of mean things about me because for whatever reason, I don't know. I just know that I'm doing this as a charity, as a public service. And this is what I get from you. This is the treatment I get from you. And I don't deserve it because I bleed blood. I breathe air. I eat food. I see things. I hear. And I occupy space in this world. So for all the hatred that you spew on me, it's not necessary. So I wish you would just do better. Be better. Be butter. Can you be butter? Be butter. Did I just call you a charity? No, cuz you're a lost cause. You're not a charity case because you're a lost cause. Because you're in the ban zone. So there's no charity in the ban zone. There's none. So toodles for that. So let's try to continue. So you mentioned the theatricalness. You mentioned John Carradine being weird. You mentioned a couple of scenes that you thought were good. Well, what else?
The mad scientist is basically a knockoff from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yes, I thought the same thing too. Yeah,
that was pretty obvious.
Oh yeah, and it was a good choice. I don't know why they didn't make. Well, I guess I know why, but it worked. It really did work because they really elements in the movie because they needed it.
Yeah, he reminded me a bit of the actor who played the.
He reminded you what now?
Dr. Caligari. He reminded me a bit of the Dr. Caligari character.
Got you. Okay.
Because those actors looked very similar with the makeup and everything.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There seemed to be a lot of that. So.
And it was, in my honest opinion, a bold choice to make a woman the hunchback.
It was, and then they advertised her as like this horrific monster in the promotionals, and it's like she was anything but that. It was, and I guess they were playing up on the fact that the hunchback, the physical trait of the hunchback is what was horrific. But I'm like, it doesn't play well in this movie. If you're advertising the hunchback as something horrific, it didn't translate in this movie because she was played very sympathetic and a very likable character in this movie. Yes, Kay says we know it's Jekyll. We know it's Jekyll. We get it. We saw the movie from 1932. We all watched it. Jekyll. Yeah, we know.
We could also call him Dr. Jerkoff.
Don't repeat Color's talking points. You see what she's doing, right? You're repeating her talking
Jekyll.
Yeah, See, this is bullshit. This is bullshit because Kay has been complaining for the last couple of weeks that I haven't streamed on Mondays. He has been crying to people in DMs that I had not streamed in the last couple of weeks. And now that I'm streaming tonight, he's coming with fire and vitriol. Let me tell you something, Kithifis. I didn't have to do this tonight. I could have been I could have been farming. I could have been raising cattle. I could have been building machines. But no, I said, let me go stream tonight and stream to my 10 people, including Kithifis, because I want to entertain them. But I don't get that joy from you. I don't get that great graciousness from you. I get none of that from you. Kissing! So continue with the darts, Kithifis, because I'm done. I really am done. You and Colors are just joined together with such horrific hatred. I deserve none of it. I guarantee you, if I was 3 shades lighter, you'd appreciate it. But because I'm a colored, we're going to hate on me on a lasmat. And we're going to make fun of his name. And we're going to just do all kinds of horrific things to him because reasons. That's why. Totally unnecessary. And you were trying to make a point, Mudafel, and these people interrupted you.
Yeah, we talked about the hunchback. She was kind of the most sympathetic protagonist in this play, besides Larry Talbot and the Wolfman.
Yes, that's a good point. That is a good point. She outside of Larry Talbot, she was the only one in the movie that was really sympathetic. Even the doctor, in some way, was kind of sympathetic because he does cure Talbot, and then after the surgery, like once Talbot realizes that the doctor is possessed by the essence of Dracula, he says, "I'll help you the way you help me." But then at the end of the movie, when the doctor kills the hunchback, Talbot shoots the doctor and kills him, and the doctor's like, "So he went back on your word." I'm like, "Oh, I kind of felt that." So I don't know if Talbot had no choice. He probably didn't because he already killed somebody. So there was no point in salvaging the doctor because he already murdered the hunchback. So this is 100% a roast of you, lads, but you're a roasted peanut. That has nothing to do with the conversation. We're talking House of Dracula. You're not going to derail it. I won't allow you to derail it.
You know, the Frankenstein monster was kind of useless in that movie.
Yeah, he was. I mentioned that. And if you're a fan of the Frankenstein monster, you won't like how he's presented in this movie at all.
Kissy, I already answered the 10 out of 10. That woman was beautiful.
Talbot doesn't discriminate. So there you go, Kissifus. In case you're looking for a gotcha, you ain't getting it. No gotchas tonight. Not here. No, I'm not simmering or becoming boiled. I'm just passionate and I put my foot down. I am protecting the integrity of the stream and protecting Mike's sidekick and yeah, he's my sidekick. He's the sidekick. I'm not. I am the host of the show. I'm protecting the integrity of his speech by you people. You understand that, right? Like, you understand what I'm saying, right? I'm protecting the integrity of his speech and the formula of the show. I don't need you bastards trying to sidetrack it. It's not going to happen. I won't allow it.
Actually, Peanut Head, I'm not really real. It's all your imagination. You are the only person who can see me.
You know, you can't do that to me because I vouched for you. I vouched for you. Every time I vouched for you, Mood of Hell.
You should ask the people in the chat. It's all alone you are streaming. Nobody's there besides you. I'm only in your mind.
No, don't. You're being misled. Don't listen to them. It's for your own good. Don't listen to them. Okay, so my computer seems to be acting better now. So let me pull up more images from the movie. One featuring the doctor in his Jekyll-esque form. There he is. You can see the that's it. This is him during a scene where once he realizes he's possessed by the essence of Dracula, he envisions what he plans to do with the Frankenstein monster, and envisions all kinds of destruction in this shot. And this shot actually uses some scenes from Bride of Frankenstein, so it does go into the stock footage route here, but it works. It works.
Yeah, and that's the corrupted version of the Doctor. That's where he reminds me of Dr. Caligari.
KSS asks, is the female hunchback of the Klaus Kinski? I read it wrong. Is the female hunchback the Klaus Kinski of Hunchback? And would you hunch her back some more?
Yeah.
Would you?
Definitely 10 out of 10 on the Lon Chaney Hunchback of Notre Dame scale.
I didn't need to hear it. Wait, now he's salted. Some person, enough with the peanut jokes. I'm a human being. Enough. You drove it to the ground. You took a shovel. You buried it. You put a tombstone, and you sprayed the tombstone with graffiti. Stop it. It's dead. Let the joke die in peace. Please. I deserve it. See, okay, now that I got you people in the chat, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Okay? Actually, I'll probably put a poll in the chat. This is relating, and I'm going to ask it again on Thursday because I get more people watching on Thursday. Let me ask you guys a question in the chat. If I do the Road Warrior Drake Halloween Sleepathon this year, will you be there to watch it? Like, will I get at least 10 viewers watching it? Because last year, it started off slow, but it did end with at least a good 20 people watching. But that's because eventually I had Lord Raptor on the stream. So in order for the Road Warrior Drake Sleepathon to work, there has to be interaction in the chat. You guys in the chat, you guys are the stars in those streams. And it's been a Halloween tradition for me since 2020. But the last couple of years, I noticed the interaction has been dropped a bit. I know some of it involves the lack of electrifying panelists. So that plays a factor. But I know people keep asking me about it this year. So there is a demand for it, but is it enough of a demand that I'm going to only stick with like 1 or 2 people watching, or will I have at least 10 to 20? So Maybe I'll do a poll in the chat. So I'm gonna do a poll, and I'll do this poll again on Thursday because more people will be watching on Thursday. So let me see. Do a Drake Halloween sleepathon this year. No, actually, the question is, will you be attending the sleepathon this year? And I hold the sleepathons every last Saturday before the Halloween season, before the Halloween day. So I think this year it'll fall on let's see, the 26th. No, the 25th. So October 25th would be the sleepathon. So KSS says depends on what movie you watch and what day. So it's again the 25th, which is a Saturday. The last few movies have been Razorback and Level of Bad. Why can't you watch Night of the Living Dead or something good? Well, number one, I have to watch a movie that is not going to give me a copyright strike on YouTube. That's the first thing. So even if it's a copyright claim, which hardly happens if you play a whole movie. If you play a whole movie, it's most likely going to be a copyright strike. So I'm very limited on what movies I can watch, number one. Number two, part of the charm is a movie that you probably have never heard of that people don't talk about. And you're kind of discovering it for the first time. So there's that. I can't confirm or deny my attendance, says Angela Curry. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's more than a month. I'll forget about it. No, you won't forget about it because I will be reminding people every week about it. So you won't be forgetting. It says I might be easy. Well, the stream won't start till either, depending on the night. It'll start at 10 o'clock. So even if you're there for the first half and you're engaging, that's fine. Night of the Living Dead has no copyright. True. And neither does many of the silent movies. They don't have copyrights either. But actually, you know what movie I could play is Haxan. That's an interesting one. So maybe we could do either Haxan or Night of the Living Dead. So the goal is like one classic movie and one like more modern. And by modern, I mean like 80s or 90s. But the 90s are tricky because most of them have copyright. But the 80s, not so much. So Color says she'll be there. Oh, joy.
Yeah, I'll be there too. Maybe even on stream.
Well, if you're on stream, that'd be awesome. So that would be awesome. And I would probably do like a call-in link for people to join in. Because the rule is I don't go on stream. That's the rule. My representation is to Road Warrior Drake. And if he falls asleep, that's it for me. I'm not on stream. So it's everybody else. It's everybody else's party.
Yeah, if I can do anything to entertain the chat a bit, I would be.
Maybe I'll give like Ein and Prime the link, but I know that it was in 2023. They stunk up the joint. They did. No, they did. They kind of stunk it up. So I'll see if maybe with your presence they'll liven it up.
Oh, or maybe they are even more homosexual when I'm there.
Perhaps. But I think with them on stream, maybe Lord Raptor will come on, and then it'll be even a bigger party. So I'll see how this goes. I'll try to get some lively people on. Yeah, I like Haxan. I'm gonna probably have to get a copy that isn't like Criterion based, and then I'll do that. Or maybe like what I'll do is I'll get a copy of it and maybe get some music that is not copyrighted, and add the music on that. That way, the music won't strike me, and then I could do that. So I think Haxan would be a good idea. So because I've been meaning to watch that movie for a long time. I have not seen Haxan, but it's a very interesting pseudo documentary horror movie. And it's got some very spooky images. I don't hate you, KSS, but you came in here very hostile. Very hostile. You were very hostile with me for no reason. Color says give her the link. No, never. I'll never give you the link. You can't come on here. You're in the ban zone. You don't get the link. Even if I put it in the chat, you're not allowed to click on it and get on. So you see, it's a nice try, but it's not going to work. Only if you have the ban zone on panel. No, I can't put the ban zone on panel because then they'll come on and they'll attack me. I don't want the ban zone on panel. The bans. Look, I'm going to put the link in the chat, and if you're in the ban zone, you cannot come on. I just can't allow it. It's not going to happen. I can't allow it.
We should do something special in October with those Monday streams.
I'm thinking like visually. Like I want to get some backgrounds and that way when I'm on camera, it has a more visually horror host aesthetic going.
But also talk about some movie staples in Halloween culture, like the Halloween episode of Garfield or the Halloween episode of Peanuts.
Yeah, we should talk about those. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Like in addition to the movie, we talk about those specials. So yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Because that would be something special for Halloween and also something that resonates with a lot of people around us, I guess. I mean, the Peanuts and the Garfield episode of as the Halloween episodes are not very popular in Germany, but I watched them as a kid.
I had the book, the Garfield Halloween book. It was one of my favorite books as a kid. It held a special place in my heart and in my library. KSS says, last year Raptor was here for Halloween. Then he was accused by drunks of stealing Alaska's clout. Alaska's clout. Nobody accused him of stealing my clout. Nobody did. That's fake news. Raptor was an esteemed guest. And he livened up the chat in the second half of the sleepathon. Spider Baby movie. Is that the movie with Lon Chaney and some girls? I think so.
There are also some very, very weird old horror movies that I think we could show.
Yeah, hold on. I'm being accused of ignoring Bemis' question. Let me go. Here we go. Okay. Before I vote in the poll, what the hell is a sleepathon?
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, so people that have discovered me in the last year probably don't know this. So let me go to my Rumble. I think I have it in my Rumble. So here, okay, so this is the sleepathon. So Road Warrior Drake, and I actually do animated segments that appear that interact with the movie. So this started as a joke back in 2020. A little segment of the internet known as the Phantom Rejects started doing live streams of them sleeping, and then I found out that it wasn't just the Phantom Rejects; it was actually a thing on YouTube where people would actually live stream themselves sleeping. So as a joke, I did the thing where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a Halloween stream with Road Warrior Drake sleeping. Like he'll introduce the movie, and that's let me show it. Hold on, I'm gonna share the screen, right? So this was last year's sleepathon. Right? Let me go forward a little bit, okay? And okay, and then go back to your den. It's on my Rumble. So you guys want to see from last year's? Some say it's a warning from. Check it out. I'm gonna go to the part where Drake is introducing the movies.
464.
Unless he does it before the song. Oh, yeah, he does it before the song. So. Hold on.
I'm doing this marathon here in the theater because I'm tired of perverts coming into my room every year and doing unthinkable things to their socks while I sleep. So at least here, when you do the things you do, you'll be breaking actual laws, and you cream puffs will be facing some actual jail time. So we're gonna try this again for the 5th time. I'm gonna watch our degenerate horror movies. Today's features are The Monster That Challenged the World, about a mutant Tootsie Roll that likes to swim, and then after that we're gonna watch some movie called The Subway.
And what I did with this stream also, what I did was I took images from both movies and I went into an AI generator, and I actually had AI animated images of the monsters interacting with Drake during the time he was sleeping. So yeah, this is him introducing it, and then
no, it's not about.
And then he watched the movies, right? Like he'll watch it, and then he tries to fight sleep. So this is him watching
in the desert close to
the shore.
Challenge.
This is a colorized version
the
of the
government
movie,
has established
right?
one of its most important naval research bases.
He'll watch like some trailers, some Halloween style commercials, some classic commercials, and it goes into the first movie, and he'll try to stay awake until he ultimately can't stay awake.
While at the
airfield,
researching
right?
parachutes.
And then as he falls asleep, you'll have like these the monsters from the actual movie will pop up.
On May 17th,
So I'm going to go forward and I'm going to show you one
an
such
earthquake
scene.
occurred in the
Monster
desert area. Formations 350
popping
feet
up.
below the surface of the Salton
Let me see if I
Sea.
can find. Here we go. Okay. So I ran this through the AI generator.
I'll take care of him. We haven't got time for hysterics.
Right.
He's got to tell us what we're fighting.
And you got the monsters interacting. As Drake is sleeping, they're invading the movie theater.
I think so. There was a cave. Of its victim with
See there,
scissor-like
and I didn't put any sound effects. I should have put sound effects over
species
this, but
suck out the body fluids.
and then there's one shot here that I ran it through this AI and it created this weird looking monster. It was pretty rad, actually. So a lot of stuff happens as Drake is sleeping. A lot of stuff happens as he's watching the movie. You get a lot of like creatures that appear throughout, try to wake him up, but he doesn't wake up. And then you're supposed to have like panelists here on the side to interact as well, and as well as you guys acting in the chat. And you go forward to the second movie, which is
Oh, guys, want to cut him? No.
Raptor and Kirby interacting. And that's where things got interesting. Now I believe here, this is interesting. So here I did the stream only on one movie. So as a result, I couldn't highlight the comments.
Almost like the pumpkin-head monster, right?
I couldn't highlight the comments. So I want to avoid it this year because I do want to highlight the comments in the stream. So that's why I want to avoid like having to do movies that are copyrighted. That way I can do it on YouTube and you guys can comment and then I can highlight the comments because you guys are part of this. The whole point is just to make this an event and kind of make it like fun but interactive as well. Kissy says, we will watch the Witchfinder General with Vincent Price. Or are you going to say that's not really horror in which we can guess in case we can watch Vincent Price in House of Wax? I try to want to limit it to monsters, actual monsters, but we'll see. The ideas are limitless. I have until the end of the month before I start doing the actual animation. James Harley says, last month, you need to review both House of Wax movies, the Vincent Price one, and the shitty 2000 ones. At some point we will. We'll definitely get into it. Vincent says, I have seen The Suckling. It did a good job of helping hate abortion and making me afraid of abortion. It did. It really did. Beast has a better mic than you, alas, Matt. Beast? Oh, you mean the Drake? You mean Road Warrior Drake? Well, yeah, he's bigger than me. He's supposed to have a better mic. Yes, Jabba's dead. He died. So yes, he being in the man zone killed him, and I'm glad for it. Anyway, we have a $5 super chat from Michael Dicha. Thank you for the $5, Michael. I appreciate it. Let me make sure I don't miss anything else here. Hold on. Okay. Now he says, for the spa fund or towards a new webcam, anything in the right direction, please. I'm trying, Michael. I'm trying, but thank you for the $5. I really am trying. So, yes, that will go towards the that will be a tax write-off too. So thank you for that. But yeah, this is the goal of the sleepathon, and I've done it every year. I only have last year's uploaded. The other three, I'm deciding on what I'm gonna do with those. Like maybe add some new stuff onto to make it more fun to look at. I have them, but I haven't decided yet. But I think it's cool just to have it and again to interact and to have these movies available for you guys to watch and to see all the special effects and the animation I'm putting on it, so that you get some surprises with it. And again, you guys in the chat are important, and your comments end up being a part of this. So this isn't just like a regular stream. This is content. This is content. But it only works if you guys are going to watch it throughout and we have engagement. And of course, it helps that I have a decent panel that is interactive. So, Helmut, you said you'll be there, right?
Yeah, I'll be there.
So that might get Ina Prime to be actually interactive with you and actually interact and not fall asleep or something. So we'll try
want them to interact with me.
What?
Do I want them to interact with me?
The chat wants them to interact with you.
And what happens if Brian finds another beefy to eat with his feet?
Well, they may want to see that. See, that's horrific. That's Halloween. See, you're getting it. It works.
That's disgusting.
Wait, Kissifus is okay. He's typing in caps. Okay, hold on. Now it's on. You are a monster. Why must you refuse to watch Vincent Price films? I watched The Fly a few weeks back, Kissifus. We watched The Fly. That had Vincent Price in it. You must really hate me. Don't you? And Helmet too, but mostly Helmet. Why do you hate my good friend Helmet so much, you jerk? Nobody hates you, Kissifus. We watched The Fly with Vincent Price, so that's fake news.
That's a good question, by the way. Why do you hate me, Desmond?
I don't hate you. I'm trying to save you from the ban zone. They're trying to indoctrinate you. Anyway, Henry Beeman says, long-time listener, first-time caller. How long is the sleepathon? It's anywhere from 3 to 4 hours because it's 2 movies. But you got 2 movies. You have commercials like classic Halloween or horror commercials. Like we played like those late 80s like hotlines where you call and then you have this like ghoul telling you a horror story. We have those commercials. We have trailers for classic movies or modern horror movies as well. So it's a mishmash. So it's like when you watch as a kid, when you watch the movies that come on TV during Halloween, or you watch the cartoons that come on, it's like that. So you're looking at that. So bring your popcorn, enlarge the screen and watch a couple decent horror films with a good panel and Drake trying to fight sleep and failing, and as well as surprise interactions by the monsters in question that appear throughout. Because we have the Suckling does appear also. Let me see if I can find you a part in the sleepathon where the Suckling does show up. Let me see, because the AI did a great job on the Suckling. I was like, oh shit, this is pretty good. So it's like I had original footage of the Suckling actually interacting in the with Drake.
You couldn't know.
So where the heck is it? Where the heck is it? Let's see. Let me find it. I'll find it.
Where are you going?
I mean, it is here. Like, I'm not making this up. It does appear. I swear on a lot.
You're not getting anywhere. Tell it. All right. Well.
Here we go. Okay, here we go. Look. Watch. Look at that. AI. Now I actually have a subscription to an AI service that can make better AI and better, better interaction. But
who'd he kill?
I think another whore died. Oh no, he's got his gun on her head.
The Horde Raptor commenting. See, so this is the that's the goal of the
one
Super
of the pretty girls.
Oh, damn it!
So you watch a horror movie, you watch some animation, both 2D animation and AI animation interacting. You have the panelists entertaining you guys, and you guys in the chat adding to the fun.
Now I'm gonna get this thing, and you're all gonna help.
You have a choice in the Of course you have a choice. Everybody has a choice in the film. Okay, so Creature of the Black Lagoon, Kansas is Universal. Well, it's copyrighted. I can't watch that one because I'll get a copyright strike. That's an immediate copyright strike because it's Universal. So I can't watch that one.
And like all animals, it's gotta have a place to live.
But I'm sure there's some movies that are now in public domain that I can pick from.
He's coming for the dick.
Not the dog! No, we know it likes wet.
What the hell?
Is that a witch?
Is that a witch?
You got the 50 witch killing the monster while drinking his food.
Maybe you ought to have a man stay up here and protect the women. I don't want.
No, so the monsters show up during the talking scenes. So it adds an element. It adds more monster unique footage
Dark forces at work here.
to the segments. So during the actual monster scenes in the movie, we don't obscure that. But like during some parts where the movie tends to drag, you will see the monsters appear.
Clearly the witch
It's
just
supposed to
saved
be fun and
Plasma,
unique
but
in terms of the monsters and the horror
got
movie
questions.
that we're watching. Yeah, so we did the something. So the year before that was Blue Monkey, which was that insect monster. I think I uploaded that to Rumble. So I'm gonna post a link to this if you guys want to
Scary
check it
Movie
out
101. Never
on your
go
own
in the
time.
basement.
Yeah.
That's
these
the
guys
link to
deserve it.
the Halloween last year's Halloween Sleepathon.
An unlit basement at that.
Now I do have to warn you though. The first half of last year's Sleepathon, there was no interaction.
Pitch black a second ago.
And I brought Jada on for a few minutes, and he stunk up the joint. So that was, You know,
They should have
but
been this Drake is a very
that part
heavy sleeper.
that highlights where
Let's got a
the
hold of
AI
that
monster that
good
appeared
stuff.
in the monster that challenged the world. But it picks up in the second movie, and the second half is really what I'm looking for.
Go ahead.
And also, you don't see the chat here
Oh, he's
because
using
again,
them
I'm
as
streaming
bait.
to Rumble to avoid a copyright, and I'm like, I don't like this because I want to highlight the chat. So
You know how nervous this guy's getting.
we're gonna try this on YouTube and make sure the movies are not copyrighted.
Oh yeah, he must have a problem getting
And
it
that's
up.
Lord Raptor offering
She's
his
made a
comic
penis
book.
joke to him in the past. This is personal.
Oh, I like Gilman. I have a couple of figurines from the Gilman, including the Ninja Turtle NECA mashup, which is one of their best. Actually, you know what I would want? I would want a NECA Gilman. I want to see that. That'd be awesome. Yeah, the Mummy, Universal's Mummy was kind of Hammer's Mummy was better. Right. So yeah, so this is I mean, we're just playing it because why not? So
Yo, DG.
let's see if there's any more of the supplement AI monster.
It's about to get real.
We're good.
This is an aborted baby.
And you see how the movie
Toxic waste.
also is integrated into the frame of the animation. It's done in the frame of a
With its
movie theater
umbilical
screen.
cord wrapped around its neck.
Years before I did it on TV screen. I'll
It still
upload
has
the
the
older
umbilical cord on its
sleepathons.
neck?
Well, it was one of its main.
I'll upload the older sleepathons after I just do some editing on those, just to have them because they were fun. They were fun. They also one of the last appearances of Testify HD as well, so it's good to have that.
Wait, aren't you tired?
And then what I did with last year is I went to the chat and I highlighted the chat at the end.
Time to let him sleep.
But I don't want to do it this year. I want to have the chat actually interacting throughout the movie. So you guys definitely need to have a presence in this movie.
Say maybe stand by.
That's the plan. Oh, that's right. Godzilla appeared in this thing. Hold on. Anyway.
New chat. Let me.
Yes, I had Godzilla make an appearance with the AI. So this is the Godzilla as he appeared in 1955. Some people say this is actually taken from the analog Godzilla horror video that made the rounds. I was like, this is a spooky face. I'm gonna use it. So. Rabbit Grannies is trauma though. I like Rabbit Grannies, but it's trauma, and I think there is a copyright on that, so I can't play that one. Trauma is litigious. They will not let you play their home movies on stream, even though they'll have a channel, but they took some of the movies down. But yeah, Rabbit Grannies was actually a very fun horror movie. Very well done. Very gory. Very freaky. And I would like to, but I can't. That is a copyright strike. Now, if Rumble had the ability to allow the chat to be integrated on the stream via Talk Studio, I would go straight to Rumble and not worry about the copyright shit. But I don't have that option on YouTube. And I don't have the option on Rumble to highlight the chat. That's the only reason that I'm trying to limit the amount, the type of movies that I can show, because I want to live stream it on YouTube. I want to show the chat, and I can't do that with Rumble. Rumble doesn't have the ability outside of just you guys when you're typing and you see it on the lower screen. But it's not fun. I want to be able to highlight comments like this because that's just it's aesthetically pleasing. Or even this one, even though my good friend Lasman who hates me, I don't, and Helmet who loves me, he doesn't. Ask Lasman why he thinks all the movies I suggest are for the Halloween snooze fest and not Monday. Because we're talking about the sleepathon. We're talking about that.
What the hell? What is going on?
Kissifus is trying to derail the stream. Wait, ask Troma.
Why is music playing?
I'm not playing music. That's on your end. Oh, wait, so it says, if I ask Troma, they give you permission if you contact the Twitter. All right, I'll ask Troma. Because I do want to do Rabbit Granny. That is actually a fun movie. So I'll ask them and see what they say. Tell Cuff how much a horror fan and what you're doing with the movie. Okay, I'll ask him. I'll ask him, and if he's okay with that, then I'll do that. I'll do it Rabbit Grannies. If you haven't seen Rabbit Grannies, it is a decent horror movie. It's very, very freaky, but it is a good gore fest special effects movie. It is one of. I mean, it's not even a trauma film. It was made in I think Denmark or Belgium, I think, and it was imported by Trauma. So I'll ask. Because yeah, actually, here's the thing too. Like, I don't know if there's two versions. There's a Trauma version, and then there's because that version is dubbed, and then there's the subtitle version, which is not Trauma. I'd rather show the full version of it. I'll find out. I'll have to ask. It's a good idea. I'll ask Lloyd Kaufman. I'll see if he's cool with that. I'll see if he'll let me. Another good Trauma movie I could show is Death by Temptation, which is one of the earlier black horror films.
I like the Glass of Newcomb High movies.
That one, that one. YouTube might strike me for that one because of the nudity and all that stuff. That one is iffy. That one's very iffy. See, I can't show nudity on YouTube, even if it's a movie it's like a legit movie and it's been uploaded elsewhere. I'm a small channel, so if I show that movie, unless I do some editing, which I could do, but unless I do that, if I show it in its entirety, I will get my stream taken down. So maybe I'll do. I could do that. I could do the editing and show, just cover up the nudity in some parts, but and do like a more friendlier version of that movie. So there's options. There are options. I'll say that. Yeah, I'll show him the link to the Rumble. I'll show him the link to the Rumble and see if he'll let me do it. And then if he's okay with me like doing some like AI renditions of the monsters in the movie. I'll even of the cover of the ladies that appeared in the Rabbit Granny's cover who didn't appear in the movie. That might be fun to do. So there's possibilities. I'll find out. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. So there's options. So I have some interesting suggestions from the chat about what to do for this year's sleepathon. Actually, let me go to the poll. I'm gonna end the poll right now. 13 votes. That's not bad for tonight's stream. 13 votes and 69% they will be there. Okay, so that means the other 13% of you are haters. So you guys can these nuts. How about that? Anyway, let me stop. So I guess we will do sleepathon this year. I'll advertise it more, and I will work on getting guests on that are like Helmet said you'll be on. So I'll have guests that will actually be interactive, and we'll interact with the chat, and it'll be friendly for YouTube. And guys,
bring Carol on, bring somebody from the band zone on.
And although I don't stress it, super chats will be nice too, because I am providing content. This will be content. This is not me rambling. This is not me doing some stupid drama shit. This is me providing content and actual entertainment for you guys. So if you don't mind doing a super chat or two, like $1 or $2, that would be helpful. And I can have the panelists read it in a way that will be entertaining. So we'll do that. So we got Matt Barr in the chat.
Hello, Matt Barr.
So yeah, so that's what we'll do. So I have my work cut out for me. So I'll be working first on picking the movies. I'll do the thing. Well, I'll ask Lloyd Kaufman, and if he's fine with it, then we'll do that. So that's an interesting idea. I will definitely contact him and see if he's cool with that.
And Hexan is definitely a good choice because that movie is weird as hell.
I do want to. Hexan is a long movie. Hexan is like what, 3 hours, I think. It is a pretty freaking long movie. Let me see. So that one might need that one. Let me see. How long is Hexan? I'm gonna take. That one is It is. Oh no, it's not that long. It's an hour. It's an hour in 45 minutes.
That's good.
That's the restored version. So yeah. And I think there is a version of it on YouTube because it is because actually Wikipedia has the entire movie on their page. So, but
that's
with the German subtitles.
Yes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was some nudity in Hexan too.
There was, but it's not as blatant. Like I think we can get away with it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we can get away with it, especially like with the way the screen is distorted in the sleepathon. So, but I'll watch it, and then it's like if it seems like it's a little bit problematic, I'll do some censor bars, whatever. I'll do that. Wait, you sent me a super chat. Wait, hold on. He sent me. Hold on, I gotta see because apparently he sent me a super chat. Let's see. Let me find out your super chat. Actually, I'm gonna go to the YouTube side and I'm gonna click on the fan funding section. No, I only see Michael D's super chat. Kissy, I don't see yours. Why are you lying to me? We had a relationship and you're tarnishing it. Good job, Kissifus. Good job, Kissifus. Will I roast the movies? No, that's up to the panelists. The panelists can roast it if they want, but it's up to them how they want to go about it.
We need Raptor for Hexan because that topic might be interesting for him.
Oh, with the witches, yes, 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 yeah, because he's definitely into the witches. So
good old witch lover.
But the version of Huxon on Wikipedia is the one with the German subtitles. Or is that German or Swedish? Let me see.
Show it to me and I can tell you.
I'll tell you what. So this is it right here. See?
That's Swedish. Definitely. That's not German.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd have to get a version. I guess it's safe to play it. So I have to get a version on YouTube that has the English, which they do have it. They do have it on in the English subtitles. So I guess we might be able to play that movie. But so possibly a movie called Huxon from 1922, which is a pseudo documentary horror movie about witches. That's a very interesting movie. And we're discussing the second movie.
I thought you said winches, and I was very intrigued.
Oh no, just witches. Yeah.
By the way, fun fact: it's the first time in cinematic history that they showed Satan in a movie.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that may be that most likely will be the first movie. E-Man 690 is in the chat. What's going on, E-Man? And we have the Christ of Chris Gow. Saw a pristine print of this on the big screen. Larry Talbot finally gets his happy ending.
Your internet.
The moment I read Brian Chris Gow's chat, it fucks up again. You see that? He's talking about the House of Frankenstein. Yes, he does get his happy ending. So if you're a Talbot fan, she's at. But oops.
You need to be specific.
The kind where he doesn't get killed at the end. That happy ending. So MSUK, someone say I'm not in the not too distant future. Yeah, we're talking about the sleepathon. So I will be advertising that as the weeks go by. So I'm gonna download a copy of Hassan, and then I will look at the second movie. I'll contact Lloyd Kaufman and see if he'll let me do Rabbit Grannies. But I want to do the uncensored version because the Troma version cuts out a couple minutes of it. I want the uncensored version, and that version was not dubbed.
Isn't Redneck Zombies also a Troma movie?
I don't know. I gotta look into that.
I think.
You know what is a good Troma movie to watch is Poultrygeist.
Oh no, I saw that. That's more of a comedy musical, weird.
But it's so well done. Yeah, it is so well done. It is actually one of my favorite Troma film movies, and it's actually one of my favorite horror movies. Horror comedy. The musical tends to drag things a bit. You know, during the move, if I show that one, I'll probably cut out the musical parts. We'll trim it down a bit. And there's some scenes that I kind of like. Probably won't show on YouTube. I'm talking about in terms of like the nudity, but like the gore scenes and all that stuff were mean, and the movie as a whole entertaining.
Yeah, there are a lot of titty scenes in.
Yeah, a lot. So, see, everything was good till Brian Chris Gosh came into the chat. All right, so I think we'll end it here just because it's starting to act up again. We begin on titties. I'm gonna begin on Lady Shadowbane cities. Anyway, Helmet, you got any last words?
Wait, are you saying that Nina's punch was a titty?
No, I'm talking about.
That's really where we started.
I'm sorry.
I like titties.
Yes. No, I'm talking about you.
Hey, I'm allowed to talk about titties. I'm single. I'm allowed.
Everyone can talk about titties. Unless you're a kid.
Tim, also, you know I stream on Mondays at 8 or 8:30, so you should have came earlier. That's how we do it here. Anyway, any last words, Mood of Hell?
I like titties.
Me too. I love Lady Shadowbane Cities and more. Anyway, so Thursday for the Indie Comic Outlier, I haven't picked my outlier yet, but I'm going to review issue 3 of Twitlis's Omega Girl, on top of other things, and I'll talk more about the sleepathon there to get more people involved, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna be promoting it heavily, so we can get a decent crowd and just have fun.
And I'll gather some stuff for our October shows.
Yes, that'd be awesome. So so we're gonna have a decent October. If you're a fan of Halloween and like the overall monster season, we're gonna have a good month of October.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It will be fun.
Me too. I am. I'm looking forward to. He doesn't have a super chat. I checked the fan funding and I don't see a super chat at all. I only see Michael Diaz's super chat. He's the only one who likes me. Everyone else is trying to get a freebie, and I'm sorry. I'm on a charity case. I have to pay bills like everybody else.
Give the peanut head some love and send some titties in the chat.
On that note, have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you Thursday, on this channel for the Indie Comic Outlier stream. And I'm waiting for my videos to load, so when I hit the play button,
bye.
It won't take long because it's going to take long because it's doing the thing where it's taking forever to load. So, there we go. Oh no, not done yet. Not done yet. Okay. All right, here we go. Now let's try this. Let's try this now. Here we go. Okay, see, it's
oh God.
I read that super chat, Kissvis. I read it.
The stream is cursed.
Here we go.